Hello, welcome back. Today I have for you my daily skincare essentials. So these are the products that are in my daily rotation. I either am using them every single day, or there are a couple of products that I'm going to talk about which are like serums, which I'll rotate depending on what my skin needs that day. So I thought it had been a while since I talked through my skincare with you, so that's what we're going to do today. If you do enjoy this video, I would really appreciate it if you just hit the subscribe button. It would mean a lot to me. And without further ado, let's just get into talking about the products. So just so you know, my skin type is normal to dry. I'm not very oily and I'm not oily at all. And I do have quite sensitive skin, so I do try and avoid things like fragrance and really kind of strong acids that I feel like would potentially irritate my skin. So if you don't have skin like that, there's a good chance that these products won't work the same for you. So please just bear that in mind when I'm talking about the products. So we're going to start off with cleansers. Now I've spoken about this one a lot, so I'm not going to go into too much detail, but I am using the Dermalogica Ultracalming cleanser. If you are looking for a really gentle, good at what it does, basic cleanser, this is a great one. I haven't found one that's quite as good. It's very kind of emollient. I use it morning and evening as my double, like my second step of my cleanser, and then I use it in the morning just to like wash my face for the day. But yeah, I go through bottles and bottles of this. This is a really, really good one. It is expensive, although I do think in terms of value per milliliter, it is well priced compared to what else is on the market. I do understand that it is still an investment, so one of these big bottles will set you back around £50, I believe, and they do sell a smaller size as well, but I get it, it's a big investment up front, and some people just don't have the facilities to like pay £50 for a cleanser anyway, even if it is good value for money, because this does last me about 6 months using it every day, morning and night. So I did pick up in a recent Glossier order their Milky Jelly Cleanser, and I would say if you are looking for something that's similar to this but not as expensive just off the bat, in terms of like actual money you have to pay in one go, this is a really good alternative. It does have not artificial fragrance, but it's got a rose flower water in there, and it does smell quite rosy, which is not personally my favorite. I just don't like the scent of rose that much, so that's the only thing that is a bit of a negative to me. Otherwise, they do perform very similar. They're both kind of like gentle gel-like cleansers, so they have a kind of jelly consistency. The Glossier one, I would say, is a little bit thicker and a little bit more waxier, so it doesn't kind of spread around the skin quite as easily. It's not, maybe they don't have as much water or glycerin or whatever it is that kind of gives it that slip. That's the only kind of difference that I've noticed. Otherwise, they perform very, very similarly. So you can get this in a mini size to test it out. That's what I did. And they also do have a larger size. It is more affordable than this, but as I say, if you are looking to kind of invest long term, then look into this, because although it is a more expensive purchase initially, it's gonna last you a lot longer than either sizes of this, so just something to consider. The other cleanser that I've been using for a few months now is the Inkey Oat Cleansing Balm. So this one I use in the evening as the first step in my double cleanse routine. If you don't know what a double cleanse routine is, it's basically where if you're wearing makeup during the day, so I don't use this every day because I'm not wearing makeup every day at the moment, but when I do wear makeup, I use this first to basically break down my makeup, and as a makeup remover you could use a micellar water or a makeup wipe if you're feeling daring, but I personally haven't used makeup wipes in a long time. I personally have liked to use oils for breaking up my makeup traditionally, but I have tried a few balms, and this one I would say is a really nice lightweight balm, so it's very easy to like rub in between your hands. Some cleansing balms that I've used are really stiff and it takes a while to kind of break them down, and even when you do really rub them in between your hands, they're not breaking down very easily. This one is not like that at all. It is oat, so my skin really likes oat. There's another oat product that I'm going to talk about in a minute, but obviously if you have like a gluten intolerance or anything like that, that could potentially flare up your allergies. But I really love this. I think it's a great affordable cleansing balm, and I was struggling before to find a less expensive alternative to my other favorite cleansing oils. The moisturizer that I'm using at the moment, day and night, is the First Class Rich Moisturizer by Beauty Bay. This also has oatmeal in it and oat lipid. Don't know what that is. You might just want to use this as a night cream because it's a very kind of thick consistency. Again, it doesn't really have any kind of scent to it, but it's just gonna give a really nice moisturized base. As I say, I do use this morning and night, but that's just because my skin really likes nourishing ingredients. It doesn't really like acids regularly, but the more kind of moisture and hydration and nourishing ingredients I put on it, it just sucks it up. My skin can handle this in the morning and the night, but if you are wanting a lighter weight daytime moisturizer, I really recommend the Ordinary's Moisturizing Factors Plus HA. That's a really good, just basic everyday moisturizer that's super affordable. It's about £5 for a 100ml tube, and that is the moisturizer that I was using up until I ran out. They actually don't have the large size in stock anywhere at the moment, so I just switched to using my night cream in the day as well because my skin seems fine with it, and I'm waiting for the Ordinary one to come back in stock. But yeah, this has been working really well for me during the winter. Probably in the summer this would be too heavy to use in the day for me. So onto face mist, and this is something that I never thought I would spend as much money on as I did, but I went through at least 2 of the travel size of these, and it is honestly just the best skincare face mask that I've ever tried. Face mist, sorry, that I've ever tried. It is so hydrating and moisturizing. It does have hyaluronic acid in it, but it has a load of other moisturizing and hydrating ingredients. And it's so calming as well. It just makes your skin feel, I don't know, it's just different to any other face mist that I've tried. They can tend to feel like they're not really adding any extra skincare benefits other than a nice water mist on your face, which is going to help all your ingredients kind of sink in better. A lot of skincare people that I've watched online have recommended using a face mist between every step of your skincare because it really helps to lock the hydration in. So all face mists can be used for that kind of thing, but this one I feel like I could use it just on its own and I still feel like I have moisturizing benefits even if I didn't use a moisturizer on top. I mean, I do use a moisturizer on top, but if I didn't, like, I've spritzed this throughout the day and you can kind of feel like a couple of hours later you can still feel like a layer of moisture on your skin that has come from this spray. So let me tell you what it is. This is the Indie Lee COQ10 toner. So this is expensive for the full size. This is gonna set you back, let me check exactly. The large size of this is going to set you back £32, but as I say, I did go through a couple of travel sizes beforehand, so if you just want to test it out, I would recommend getting one. They're only £10, and if you like hydrating mists, I do not think you will be disappointed with this one. I will say with this one, I feel like I'm going through it slower than the travel size. I don't know why. Obviously you get more product, but actually I feel like I've used this a lot. I've had it maybe 2 months and I've used it every single day and I've only gone down to there. So I do think I'm going through this slower because the travel size one that I had, I went through completely in like 2-3 months, I'd say, of using it every day. I do think it's probably better value to get the larger size, but again, if you don't want to spend the money and you just want to test it out, then definitely go with the travel size. But yeah, a really great face mist and one that I think has really changed my opinion on face mists a lot. And then onto eye cream. So I have an interesting relationship with eye cream. So I have used a lot of eye creams in the past which have really irritated my eyes. My eyes are very sensitive. I think everyone's eyes are sensitive, but mine do seem to flare up more so than others, I think. So for ages I was sticking to my Green People eye cream, which is formulated for sensitive skin, and I love that one, but I go through it so quickly because it's really hard to control how much you're dispensing because it's a squeezy tube, and it just seems to like squeeze out the product so quickly and you don't even realize that it's coming out, and then it's like it's such a small tube, obviously it's an eye cream. So after like I'd say 6 weeks, I've used it up. It's like 12-13 pounds, but when you're spending that every 6 weeks, and I do find that when I don't use an eye cream, my under eyes get drier, my eye bags get more pronounced. So I do find now, I didn't used to notice if I was wearing eye cream or not, to be honest, but I do find now that I do notice, whether it's an age thing, I don't know, but I do find I need that extra bit of hydration under my eyes to just make me look less tired. I'd seen a lot of people talk about this one. So this one is the Biossance Squalane and Marine Algae Eye Cream. So Biossance are a brand that I think they use Squalane in all of their products, so that's like their cult ingredient. And this eye cream is expensive. It's not a cheap eye cream at all, but I will say I go through this a lot slower than my Green People one, so I do think it's a better value. I don't have to use this every day. I just use it when maybe like every 2, 3, sometimes 4 days, depending on how dry I feel my skin is or if I really need it. And I kind of just use it when I remember. It's not like I use it like religiously day and night like I use my moisturiser. I just kind of am like, oh, I haven't used that in a couple days, let's put some on my eyes because they could use an extra hydration. And I feel like that lasts me enough to keep my under eyes looking awake and hydrated. So the formula of this is a really thick cream, and it hasn't irritated my eyes. I've been using it for about 3 months now, and it hasn't irritated my eyes once. So it's really gentle. It's a little bit waxy, so it kind of leaves your eyes looking a little bit kind of, not glossy, but you know, you've put hydration under there. They're kind of a little bit shiny, a little bit glowy. It does have a very faint pink tint to it, but I wouldn't say that that really translates onto the eyes. So it's not really going to like act like a concealer or anything like that. It is purely an eye cream. It goes on pretty clear. So the next products I'm gonna talk about are all serums and oils, and I really look at my skin every time I do my evening skincare and just decide if my skin needs any of these today and what one it needs, because they all have different functions and different purposes. So I'll use them depending on the condition of my skin that day. The first one I'm going to mention is an interesting one. So I don't think I would recommend this purely because of the price point. I cannot in good conscience recommend a product that is this expensive unless it's literally life-changing, and I've never found anything else like it. But I personally, I don't think would spend my money on this. I was sent this in PR. So this is the Dermalogica Lumin C Serum. They sent me the larger size, and this is £125, which is ridiculous. If you do want the smaller size, it's still gonna set you back £85. So yeah, it's basically a vitamin C serum with a lot of other things in it as well. So I will get up what you get for your money because I think you deserve to know. So it has apparently an ultra stable vitamin C formula and palmitoyl tripeptide 5. That's what's going to reduce the look of your fine lines and wrinkles. So that tends to be what vitamin C is used for, and also brightness. So I will use this when my skin is looking a bit lackluster or needs a little bit, it's like looking a little bit dry and just dull. I'll use this and it kind of just helps brighten everything up. I've only been using this a couple of weeks, so I haven't been using it for long enough to really see if it has any long-term effects for what you're getting for your money. But I will say that I've used much cheaper vitamin C serums, and I don't think they do much that is different from this, but I do think that this one is more hydrating. So it has a lot of other ingredients in it as well as vitamin C. So it's formulated with advanced technology to deliver more vitamin C into the skin to provide brighter, firmer and more radiant skin. It has lactic acid in it to accelerate cell turnover. It has Sephora japonica flower extract to calm the skin, and it has chia seed oil to help hydrate and quench free radicals. and it's formulated without fragrances and colours. So yes, I do think that this has a lot more hydrating ingredients than other vitamin C serums that I've tried, and I do notice a difference. Like, my skin doesn't get as irritated by this as it has when I've used other vitamin C serums, but I still think £125 is a lot. This is part of their Age Smart range, so I think maybe if you do have more mature skin and you're really looking for those anti-aging benefits and you can afford it, possibly spending this much on a vitamin C serum is really going to help to make your skin look more youthful, if that's what you want. I think for that purpose it could be worth it, but I think for anyone my age, you really don't need to spend this much on such a kind of complex vitamin C product. I think you can get a more basic vitamin C, so I've used the Face Theory one before, and to be honest, any brand like the Ordinary or the Inkey list, they'll have vitamin C products that you can try out and you can still get a good result with those. But I did want to mention it because it is in my daily rotation at the moment and I am enjoying using it, but those are my thoughts on it. So next I have the Ordinary Hyaluronic Acid 2% plus B5. This is brilliant. I absolutely love this serum so much. This is my second bottle of it and I'm nearly all the way through it. They do a supersized version of this, so I think I'm gonna buy that next time. This, if you are wanting to add plumpness and hydration and make your skin just feel more bouncy, then I really, really recommend this. The Ordinary have a few different serums that are supposed to kind of do that sort of thing. I know they have one called the Buffet or the Buffet, which people really like as well, but I just have stuck to this hyaluronic acid, you know, basic kind of simple ingredient. I think the Buffet serum has a lot more ingredients than just hyaluronic acid in it. But yeah, I've just wanted a basic hyaluronic acid to really kind of penetrate into my skin because I didn't know how much, if any, hyaluronic acid my other products had. I know the mist has it, but I don't think my moisturiser has it. So I did really want to start adding that ingredient in and seeing if it made a difference to my skin. And I would say within a week, I saw a difference in the bounciness and the plumpness of my skin when I started using this. So I don't think I'm going to be able to not have some kind of hyaluronic acid product or serum in my rotation now, because it's just made such a difference to the texture of my skin in terms of the bounciness. I do also have their bee oil from the Ordinary again. This has a few different oils in it. I'm gonna just read you what is on the Ordinary's website. The bee oil solubilizes a purified form of microalgae in a blend of squalane, can't say that word out loud, squalane and oils of marula, argan, baobab, patua, Brazil nut, Inkey, rosehip and borage to support healthy skin defense. So those are all the different oils that are in it, as well as squalane and microalgae. So it does have kind of like a greenish tint to it. I literally would just use about 3 to 4 drops, and it's kind of like a yellowy, but it definitely has a kind of greenish tint. I don't know if it's going to pick up on camera, but it definitely has a kind of greenish tint to it. You can smell like the algae in it. It smells healthy, you know? But that scent doesn't kind of linger on the skin. Oh, it actually says on their website, the formula imparts a golden green hue and a mild herbal odor as a result of its high microalgae concentration. I really like this because it's a really lightweight oil, but it really does feel like it's nourishing. So I would use this on top of my moisturiser when I want to add a little bit more nourishment, especially in the winter. I don't use them so much in the summer, but it kind of just helps if you have any dry patches. It might help kind of smooth them over, and it's not going to add actual hydration because that's what you would use your hyaluronic serum for, but it does kind of help to lock in moisture and kind of add that sort of protective layer over your skin. So that's more I would use it for. I always use it on top of my moisturiser. I used to use it underneath, but I now use it on top because I read that that's better, because you should go from like lightest to heaviest in ingredients on your skin. So that's how I use those two. And then the final serum that I want to talk about is the Niacinamide 10% plus zinc. So I've it's taken me a while to go through this. I tend to use this as a spot treatment. It's not like a traditional spot treatment. So this is a serum, and if your skin wants it, you can, I think, use this as a serum all over your face. I like to use, when I'm breaking out around my chin, I kind of just rub it. Rub it where I need it, and I do use it in conjunction with all these products if I need it, but I will often just use this where I'm breaking out on my skin and then just slap my moisturiser on top and go to bed kind of thing if I'm having a really bad breakout. I find that it does kind of just help to dry out your spots and just calm everything down, and by the time you wake up the next day your spots are a lot less angry and a lot less painful. So I'm talking about the real painful, like whitehead, those kinds of spots. But yeah, I do really like this, and I probably would repurchase it, although there's a few other spot treatment products that I've heard about recently that I would be interested in trying, so I don't know if I will, but it's a good one. So those are all of my kind of daily skincare products, the ones that I have in my bathroom on a daily basis. I will reach for them, or a every few days basis. But yeah, that's what I'm using and enjoying at the moment. So do let me know what skincare you're loving, because I would love to get your recommendations. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you did enjoy this video. It would really help me out to know what type of content you enjoy seeing on my channel. And yeah, I think that's it. So I will see you in the next one. Bye.